today. From Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, it's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the San Francisco 49ers taking on the New York Jets.
Wet weather squarely in the forecast this afternoon in Santa Clara, California at Levi's Stadium. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They're hot as can be. Winners of 8 of their last 9 games.
I don't know if you'd call this start a surprise exactly, but they've proven that they're going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with anybody.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Throwing to start the drive, but that would complete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. You look at this Niner defense. They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
So 2 incompletions have led them to an early 3rd and 10. Now Stanley. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 19 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
11 touchdowns on the ground this season, and the pride really extends. Throughout the entire offense, and in this case, I'm focusing on the offensive line. The leverage, the ability to get downfield, make that extra block in order to give him more space to run. They really look forward to him carrying the football because they're going to get him to the end zone. And
Debo going to have a Niners first down as he'll take this down to the 44-yard line. Purdy off the play fake. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. They go play action here. Purdy. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And this one is incomplete. The Niners at 9-1 on the year, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. You talk about this Jets defense. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and they're just better than 50% of them at defending the pass, number 16 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Stanley's throw into the hands here of Hardman. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. The numbers for Hall in last week's ball game. 22 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
Well, this defense for the Niners, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game. And now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as the tackle made up at the 27. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not...
Taking it right down Broadway. Inside the 10. Touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners are on the board first here this afternoon.
And here on 3rd down, your number 1 goal, don't be a hero, just get the first down. But here, once he gets past the line of scrimmage, the field opens up for him, and he's able to take it right up the gut and into the end zone.
Jake Moody now for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it as we resume action. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a cross. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And into the end zone, a pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's number 1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
A good hold of these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And New York set to take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Stanley to throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is... something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. And taken right at the 35. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Purdy looking to throw on 1st down here. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. There he goes, right side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 108 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Man, let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Now a handoff up the middle. Woodward. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling the...
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the 49ers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Moody good with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. And New York set to take the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse it. This is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Yeah, that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
Throwing is Stanley. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. That's Drake Jackson burying him and finishing the play. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a... game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Here's Blake Gillikin now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. At his current pace, sure looks well in line for a 1,000-yard season, but some of the older folks watching that remember the 12-game seasons in the NFL probably say, man, it was a lot harder to do that back then.
Yeah, even the 14-game seasons. And, you know, when we talk to those veteran runners, some of those guys who wear gold jackets, right, and appear in Canton, they look at this and go, you know, it's kind of like going to school and taking 5 years to get your degree instead of just 4.
A victory lap. Well, they also used to walk uphill to school both ways.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Blizzards.
Milk was 5 cents. Hey, but he's having a great year not to take anything away from him. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is going to have a 49ers first down. Good work there on 4th and 1. They get 7 to move the chains. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And Debo going to have a Niners first down as he'll get it down inside the 25. Purdy now to throw. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Debo Samuel with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Niners are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Moody good with the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's Debo Samuel who caps things with a touchdown reception. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Stanley. That's complete. It's Collins. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. Stanley looking to pass. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the... I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all the... Throwing on first down. Stanley got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll look to throw again. Completes it to Hardman. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And now the half not quite over yet. This is a live football on the miss. And he will be taken down here, and that's certainly not how you draw it up. A clever idea, I guess, to try to return the missed field goal, but it's going to wind up costing him yardage. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we... Now a hit and a loose football. And it's scooped up by the... And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, Wow.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. This is McCaffrey on the give, and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And he is going to have a Niners 1st down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 169 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They'll run on 1st down. Woodward. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And still about 3 yards shy of a 1st as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Purdy now to throw off the play action. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk. A 22-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Moody good with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Collins. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Well, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, You're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
57's the mic. 57's the mic. That's a run. They're running it.
On 1st and 10, Stanley. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back to the ground with Hall. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. Second down and 8.
At the 49ers' 15-yard line.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a third and about 5.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the 49ers are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Moody good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Stanley finding Hardman here over the middle. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Looking to throw. Stanley. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Back to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. Back to throw. Stanley. He finds his man. Complete. It's Bates. And he's got this down to the 35. On 1st down, Stanley. He finds Wilson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Throwing on first down. Stanley. This pass out wide to Hall. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Looking to throw. Stanley. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Point after try forthcoming. And that'll cut the lead down to 28. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions. A leap, and he's got it! He got it! And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Stanley. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. Taking a shot for Samuel. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On 4th down, here's Purdy. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. On 1st and 10, Stanley. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Stanley's throw taken in by Collins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.